Negative spaces, there's a never moment. My critical corners part 2, it has happened. Oh, it actually has happened. Gonna get most people on runs. That is a cheeky. Oh my lord! Oh my! Half a second gap for Razin. He might get closer. Never mind. Razin's got a lot of people. Got a lot of people to fight for. Is this 4 wide? 4 wide for a second does not go into 1. Oh my! Down the outside, takes a wider line than he wants, and they make contact. Josh is out of the race. A little weaving moment. I think one of them, I couldn't tell who, had a little bit of rear end. I think it's quite clear who's got the quicker car between the two of them. Dylan's making Josh think about it the entire way up the hill. He's actually gonna pull off the move. That is an impressive move up the hill. Well, hello everyone. Hello. This is a surprise. It's not a surprise. We're literally here every single week, except last week because there was a break, but it's all back. Welcome everyone to NSL Action, Nange Super League, the league where we do stuff, we watch some people bottle, and occasionally we watch some good racing happen with the F1 League community that we've got in our server and everywhere else. I hope we're doing good. And we've got Belgium, which, on the streak of how much weather we've had recently, is probably gonna cook on its own accord. We haven't had to manipulate any weather because we don't do that. I've just been crossing my fingers and hoping, and it keeps every single time delivering. So we love it. Also, shout out to Josh for doing a 14-month sub. I've just seen that. Can we replay it? No, because it still doesn't have a way of doing that. I'm going to pause music awkwardly because it's weird and stuff, but it doesn't matter. Thank you for 4 teams. That is not a morning. It is Cap. It is Cap. You know why I'm here? I love that. Lucy's ready. Let's go. Adam's here. Let's. I mean, if you don't know about the track, let's talk about the track. Especially Josh at 9. Wait. Where did I read the number 9? It literally says 5. Why have I... okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Should we just move into the next scene so I can get distracted? It's fine, it's fine. Thank you, Bushy, your top legend. Oh, go. But yes, just in case we don't know about it, I'm sure everyone knows about Spa. It's a long track, it's massive, it's got a lot of stuff going on for it. It's 22 laps. There's no sprint this season or anything like that, so it's all nice and simple. It's a good day. It should be a nice, good day. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. But we'll see how that goes down. FaceTime. Don't know why I've done that. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, also, Josh was pointing out nicely, exclamation mark, NSL YouTube, NSL VOD, or just the words VOD. One of them works. I think all of them work. We're also now streaming this on YouTube as well, on the NSL YouTube channel, because I want VODs to be somewhere. And it was meant to have all the old ones there, but that hasn't happened. Don't worry about it. But all the VODs for future races, obviously they'll be on Twitch for a bit, but on YouTube, on that channel, they'll be there forever. For a long time. And I also have the chat up in there, so if you're all just watching on YouTube, hi. Subscribe over there if you want. Well, I would recommend. But if you haven't, I can see you. Don't worry, you're all good. It is this guy. It is... I don't know what this guy does, but it's fine. I have to abruptly pause music on the drop now. You've ruined everything. Now I've got to start again. It's fine. It's fine. But anyways, let's go set the lobby. We need to not waste any time, because lobbies and stuff. And we've got to get the people invited in. Who is checked in for the day? Who is checked in the league for this beautiful race? I have absolutely nil clue, because I've refused to check. I know some people are missing out that have already told me. I know Harry said it earlier on in the chat and stuff, so it's fine. You're all good, by the way. You're all good. Don't subscribe. But you've literally, in a more higher way than anyone else could on YouTube, subscribed to me. You can't then tell people to not do it. You've got to pick a side. You've got to pick a side. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. Alright, we're moving. How many are we at? Round 7? That's okay. That's how it is. No, this guy isn't him. He's... I don't know what this guy is, but it's fine. The lobby, for the people who are going to be in, is open. It's been pinged in the Discord, you can do your thing. What are the names I'm looking for? Is the beautiful question. Because I haven't actually read that yet. Is it the usual suspects? Josh needs an invite, I'll send him one in a second. I'll set the rest of the lobby up later. That's a question for 5 more minutes, mate. Subbed on Twitter. Yeah, but like, that's funds. One's fun, one isn't funds. But I respect it. Why is YouTube replaying the VOD back? Oh, I've gone back live. I was confused. Okay, Josh needs an invite. I haven't pinged his name yet. There we go, boom. Who else needs an invite? Ethan is on console, so it's fine. F1 Kid is not, so we'll find his name. If anyone is interested and you want to join an F1 League that are in, exclamation mark NSL in the chat. It's pinned at the top, where you can join and sign up. We're on the second half of the season. In fact, well past the second half of the season. Not well, but we are now past the second half. We've got a few races left to go if you want to see what we've got. Have them on the screen. Spa is the one we're at now, and then we've got Zandvoort, Austria, and a couple more pieces of the puzzle left to put in yet. But we're not there yet. Those, we'll get there soon. We'll see what the title's saying, and I'll show you what the thing's going on like later, but it's fine. It's fun. It should be a good time. If you're interested, do join in. Not for today. We don't let people join late, which I wish I could, but stress and vibes and stuff is a thing. We used to do that, but we don't. Who's will be there? Full stop as well. That's bold. You know you've got eyes on you for this one as well, as you always have for this one. Raoul Street, that's rude. That's how it is, that's how it is. Right, make sure the lobby's set up. 27, not 27! I mean, right. We need to stop. This is out of hand. Thank you for Dylan for the 20. I can't bother to fake call 27 and not 27, but this is going on for like 27 months. I don't know when this actually started happening, when the glitching gave you to, but appreciate the love as always, my man. I hope you're doing good. Hope today's a vibe, and I don't know what else, but you know what it is. We love it. Right, track. It should be at Spa. Why is it not? There we go. Boom. That's all good. Is the settings actually going to be legit? It is. That's different, because I set this up by accident, like, before I started the stream, and it's giving me different settings to before. Good to know the game still strongly dislikes me. It's fine. It's fine. Let me know if anyone is trying to hop in from the check-in and is not in or can't. Well, I know if they're not in, but can't rejoin or something like that. I have got you. Should we have a look at titles and stuff now, or should we wait a tiny bit? We can look now. We can look now. I don't mind. I don't mind. Teams first, for no reason, because I do believe that are the only things in the teams that changed before. Alfa Romeo have jumped up a little bit. They've jumped up from, I think it was firmly last, with littler points than they had now. Littler. It works because it's someone's name. I can actually now say that now. Doesn't make any sense. They've jumped up to 7th. Mercedes is still in 8th. Down now in 8th. Haas down to 9th. And McLaren are back on the bottom again. It shuffles around a lot at the bottom. Anyone gets solid points down there, you just immediately jump up to at least 7th if it's a good hole. So, not bad. Alpine in 6th. Williams in 5th. Plays with 83 points to their name. Ferrari in 4th. Well, a chunk ahead. Red Bull 3rd. Aston Martin 2nd. And AlphaTauri still in the lead. But there's been driver changes over the past couple races. Red Bull currently don't have any drivers anymore, as their previous drivers decided to move to a team that's lower down and wants to get them higher up. Fair enough. I was confused by the decision as well, but like, the game's the game. The game's the game. AlphaTauri is still the same lineup. Aston Martin, I believe, is still the same. Williams now have less drivers because GB is gone. He's gone to Ferrari to help out with Ethan. I'll point some of those other changes out once we're actually in the session, because a few of them are racing today, so you'll see it. Drivers-wise, you'll see some changed already on the screen. Josh is still topping the board, 233 points, 163 for Saf. So F1 kid, as I said, is actually... No, he's now in the Williams. Yeah, sorry, I thought Williams had no drivers. I forget. Yeah, he's down there now, 137. Ethan, Raul, GB, joined in that Ferrari. Pitch still in the Aston Martin, which I've seen his game attack behind the scenes, and I'm intrigued to see if that actually works. We'll show you in a second, don't worry. There's still time for that. There's still time for it. Lewis, Bine, and Harry, top 10. That's your order. Harry's in the top 10 actually for the first time, I think, this season. I don't think I remember having his name in there all season yet, so he's made it. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Less than 25% of the points. You don't need to do him like that. You need to do him like that. Been watching classic F1 from Australia, 1980s. That's nice. Have you got an F1 TV subscription by any chance? Because I love how, at least in the UK, as long as you've got like the normal access thing, you can get a lot for that if you're solely watching old F1 stuff. Like, there's plenty. I'm inviting Raul and some of the rest. I'll wait and see if Richard's name's actually in the session before I call it out for it. Josh needs one, Ethan needs one. I think I only need 2 more to send from thingies. We need to point it out. I need him to join immediately. Oh, Sky been putting some on. Oh, nice. Good job. Good job from Sky. I like it. Music, I want a Never song. I need to switch it up a tiny bit. Okay, because anyone have been through races this season? Exactly, it's not too shabby. Not too shabby. Points haul is quite huge. The rate's been good. I like it. Ethan does not need... Right. A bit harsh. Ethan, you need many things, man. If you want a thing, you can go get it. That's absolutely allowed. That's a scarier sentence. I'm gonna have to call it out, right, anyways. He's not in yet, but I need to pay attention to this name. Now, if I move my face off the screen for you people. Where's my mouse? that would be useful. But move this. I'm not sure if you're seeing the same name that I'm seeing. But it says, we will be there. Now, that's what it says on the screen. Is that going to happen when I actually see him on the track? I don't know, but that's what it's... Oh, it says... You can't call yourself that and not deliver. Like, you actually can't. That's a very, very high, strong, bold strategy. I respect it. Sure. It's fine. I don't want to into calling since I don't have faith loading in. Fair enough, fair enough. But you can't highlight the message that, listen. No. Alright, so we should be having... Wait, there's another Joe's is fingered in. Josh, do you know if, the Joe that is tanked? I forget which one it is, because the Discord names are different from the figure. Was that there before? I don't remember if I saw it before. I'm fine with letting him in, but it's fine. Okay, who am I missing that won't be in? Josh is in, who's now, boom. Ethan is in, boom, thank you very much. F1 Kid is going to join in a second. Brow's in. Clownfish is in. Nice, GB is in. Pooch isn't in, and we're missing... Alright, so Pooch... Okay. Finance engineer. He's not here. So your engineer has been absolutely cancelled, and in fact, I'm going to have to revoke their access as an engineer and have that. That's fine. It's all good. Thank you for informing the knowledge and strength and integrity that is myself. I feel like I'm ready too early. This is... I don't know why, this feels like stuff has happened too soon. I've still got 6 minutes, and I've still got, like, most of the lobby is ready and waiting. We will be there next week. He ain't even here yet! For real! I'm still waiting patiently. Fine. I'm trying to figure out who the other name is and the game and stuff, so I can... Ah, I know the name. We'll ping the invite. Yes, I was about to say, thank you for finding the popular chat. I just clocked which... There's too many people called Joe in the server, and that is slightly confusing. Where is the name in the game and 7, potentially 8. GB, listen, I'll make it 4 in a minute by taking you and your teammate out. That was my whole master. I'm kidding. It's a day. Is the game attack refusing to show up? No? Is it just not online? It might be online if it's gone up by 1. Surely. No. Where is the name? I'm not sure where it is. Been patiently waiting, starts play. Got you. We're fine. Want me to play? Oh, wait. Oh, I think I'm looking for another game tag, wasn't it? My bad. See, thank you for pointing out. Now we're fine. Boom. I forgot it shows up as another name in game, and not that one. I was looking for the other name at the time. It's fine. Okay. Mine is a spectator. Just gonna report. Not actually reporting a free game tag. That would be slightly bad. Don't think there's a need to do it. Alright, we're only waiting for one. And obviously the time to quit, but there's only one name we need to join the session before we can go. What do you have against... No, the rest of the Dendays are good. The Dendays are great people. A great family, but... Some of them are scary, that's all I'm going to say. Some of them are scary. I have to stay away from them at all times. Alright, let me copy this and get ready to go. I'm too prepped and too early. This is weird. Normally I've got like 65 things to rush and do. And it's the first one back in ages, and I'm now streaming in an extra place. Like, this should be difficult. Where's the thing that goes wrong? I don't need something to go wrong, but where's the thing that goes wrong? This is odd. Sure. It's fine. Alright, anyways. Wait. No, it's not in yet. Thought I just saw it hopping on the screen. We might even start early. We might do it. Fine, spectating. He stopped racing a hot second ago. But he's doing race engineering for Josh, apparently. Which is new, but yeah. I believe he stopped after the half season, or just a bit before that. Voice chat is working, so we need that to die. That is also true, but I don't know if we set the lobby up too late. We may have been a tad late on it. Especially if we end up going early, then I'm not too sure. We Were There is going to get their 6 billionth invite at the session, and may or may not join. Allegedly. Full stop. Why has it got a full stop, is my question. It doesn't need both. It don't need both. It just needs one, and that's it. Alright. So how's everyone's days going, yeah? Just gonna abruptly pause the music. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I couldn't. Go back to different screen. That's what It's changed back! Is he giving up? We Will Be There won't be there. We Will Be There is being cancelled. He's no longer there. He's just Pooch. He's back to the... Also from the correct location. And he's locked in. Got like less than a minute or so to go, so we're almost set, which means I can... he's quick. He's left it. Is he changing his name one more time? Right, well, he's got time. Last quick check of everything. And the calendar, all that good stuff, just so we can ping it in again. This will be a fun session. I don't know how it's going to go, because it's weather dominated if it's going to be as more fun than normal. We don't have another sprint into Austria, so nothing like that's going to help us. We had one last at Silverstone, which I'm going to say delivered. It was a decent event. Things happened. There was a lot of racing back and forward through the racing stuff. We haven't got that. We've just got pure track and pure action. In case no one knows the rules for a couple specific things, it's normal if you're used to any other league, but have a look at it. You can screenshot it there. Only things that are relevant, again, for the normal sessions. Safety cars and stuff's on some reduced, strict corner thing, normal damage. It's the business. It's the business. There's nothing left for me to show. I'll put the titles back on the screen actually so you can see what's going on there one more time. I will have a look in a second now. I'm scared. What is it? Actually, no, I'm more scared, firstly. I need to know what it is. That's a bit worrying. That's a bit worrying. And then, of course, drivers. So we can see what are the predictions of the Bushy family. Are they even... Surely they've retired from watching now. I wouldn't. After the couple instances that are being shown, I'd retire. I don't know about that. I think we're less than 10, 20 seconds away from the start. It's not graphic. No, I just don't know what it is. I'd like to know what the thing is before I look. I just need to know. I just need to know. It's scary. As streamer, 'tis scary sometimes. Oh, good. Pooch, can he make it before the deadline? If he doesn't make it, it's done. He has to go, but he has to go. Does he change his... Hang on. What name am I gonna see? What name am I seeing? Oh, is he back as it? Okay, maybe. Wait, did I see 6 or 7? There's only 6 or 7, and he's predicting 6 or 7 or 8. Once thingy jump. Okay. I think it's time to go. Abrupt pause on the music, anyone? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's kick it off. We're ready. If you're in the session, you don't want to listen to the Discord ping, whichever one you want to do, ready, let's go do the thing. Let's go race and do some action and drive. Hopefully it should be all good. No penalties to sort, which is nice. None of any of that. I can just sit back and watch some good action and see the weather do... I guarantee today is going to be the day where it doesn't give us rain. Today is going to have nothing in it. It's screaming that sort of day. I'm watching Pooch Bottle in 4K once on here. It's on my TV. Right. How have you managed to get a picture of that on Xbox? Bet my final £5 on him, by the way. He's got the whole setup. Why are you backing Pooch for this? On this level? I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. We don't have bets on here, but if we did, there's £5 on it. Oh god, it's dry in qualifying. There's no special stuff there. I can now abruptly turn off my facecam and quickly reach even further away to plug out my headset. Because I've moved it. And that was a silly decision. So enjoy silence for like 2.5 tenths of a second. And then we're good. We'll have audio and we can kick on. This is the most tangled thing I've ever seen on the planet. I hate USB cables. Will we be there with an assigned headset? Oh, we will. We will! Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I wish I could do that more calm and cleanly, but there's just no permission. Suspiciously overcast. I'd love to see it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to deliver it today. I think it's going to get his invite so we can actually hop properly in the session. Boom, there he goes. No rain, we've broke the streak of like... I don't even think it's a streak. I think it's just been like every other event we've had. There's been something. It's a shame. That's a shame, but we move. First lap at into... Listen, it's illegal. He can't do it. We only did that because it would have been fun, but everyone impeded 65 million laps, which meant it was not nice for anyone to do it. I would have otherwise allowed it, but no one... I couldn't trust the league at the time. That sounds harsh. But it's true. It's true. If you want to get penalised, bitch, if you're about it. I'm not sure if he's about it. And he's in the toilet. Alright. Well, other people might be on the track. We can go and watch them instead. Top of the titled Drivers' Championship, I should say, is out on the vehicle. What's Josh's last few races been like? Because he's had some... Should we call it uber consistency? People call it that sometimes. I mean, I think that's a word. We'll do it. Why am I the fraud? Me! Listen, it was these men who ruined it. Not me, not me. That's rude. That's rude. I had to do what had to be done. Anyways, yeah. Josh's consistency has been high. He's won or come second in every single race this season, bar one? Yes. If we count a sprint, bar one. Otherwise, it has not been bar one. It's literally every single event. So there's still time for it to not finish first or second at some point in this season. Which is done once, kind of, but not really, you know how it is. We'll see. We'll see. Second place, Sasso isn't racing today, so he's only got his teammate Pooch to actually deliver for the teammate, but we'll see. Whose league is it? Listen, it's mine, boss. We run things out here. We run things. Just got off the phone with Mark. He said, don't let the dry top fool you. It's full wet. I would love some rain. The transition is the best thing. It's good. Not these man Super League. These man relegated league in a minute. Conference. Johnston Paint Trophy. It's not even called, is it? It's got a new name, isn't it? That was when it was at its prime. That was a good time. Good time. Right, so we got on track anyways. Rowlick is still in the same team. No one has moved teams. He's on the track, bar 2 vehicles. No, none are on the track actually yet, but 2 will be. There's 1. Out of the Red Bull. Is that enough of scoring points, to be fair? Because he was scoring good points, being consistent. 3rd in the title race, a bit far away from the top. He was, I think, a grand total of 96 points away. So, bit of a gap. Bit of a gap. But has decided he doesn't want to keep Red Bull in the position they are in 4th. He'd rather go to Williams and try and overtake the same team he was just at. I assume that's what his main plan is, and get into 4th. And then if, I doubt Ferrari are going to falter, but if they do, he gets there. I don't know. I respect it. It's like one of those where it's like you just boarded a team you was at, you want to switch it up, and he's gone for it. So I respect that. Not many people would want to do it. There's a Pooch in the garage with a full wet tyre in his vehicle. Get back to the toilet, but can't do it. F1 is a legend. Unlike certain listen. No comment! No comment at all. Got some laps starting on the board as well. Josh should be starting one somewhere. But we'll stay on board with Clownfish, who's finally full-time seat in a Williams now today. Has reserved a few and is proved to not take people out. Literally all we need to be a standard in the league. Probably bad, but it's fine. Who's going to hit... Wait, P6 going to hit like crap. P2 by the end of lap 1. I swear... I don't remember if he was in the last one before, so that's a little bit of a wide moment, but I don't think Spa went well for a few people last time. It was an interesting event. I'm trying to remember specifics, but I do remember a few people getting stuck back and struggling, as happens in most races. But it wasn't like small struggles. It was a bit more than small. Is he going to take Pure on flight? I wish he could in this car. Or at least on this game, but you cannot. Perhaps a break as well. What's Clownfish's results been? Shall we show what he's done so far in the season, if I can find his name? Has he scored points? Is that a question? Has not. Has. Kidding, he has. Got a 9th in Spain and an 8th in the sprint at Silverstone. Pancreas, I was about to slander his name as he's slandered the racetrack and a bit of... That could have been a... I know it's unstandard, but that still could have been a slight DNF out of the session. That was a scary thing to let it hit the wall. Fair enough. Purple first sector for Raul. I know he's cooked around this track sometimes. Josh has gone and took the first time on the board. 41.3. I have no clue what's quick around here today. I think quicker than a 41.3 though. My brain says a 40? Unless I'm absolutely lying out of my mind. If anyone's going to get it, I think Raul might have a good day today. He's quite a speedy demon around this track. We'll see if that actually does come out and actually happen. Joe crossing the line for a 1.53. Then we've got a Ferrari, I think that is of Ethan. Teammate actually has one for the first time in a hot second, and it's a 41.8, 5 temps away. If my brain's thinking right, then they're all off the times by a hot second. It's a big track, so you can quite easily do that by just existing, but it's fine. Don't get to see the second set to split for Rowlick, so he's no clue how he's up on the time just yet. This F1 kid is also re-entering the track. Yeah, they went out before. Guess I must invalidate or did something wrong. They're out again. Didn't even do a lap. That's an interesting line or two for the final couple of corners. DRS open. It's going to be slower than the rest, but it's a 42.8. Is everyone just off times? Is that the thing today? Is it just me thinking everyone should be esports level, or have I forgot what good times are around here? I don't know. There's GB out in the Ferrari. To be fair, that's not an unfamiliar scene. I'm quite certain he has been in a Ferrari in NSL before, and then went to a Williams. This season is now back there again. It's not as unfamiliar. We'll see what he can cook up. He was performing pretty damn well, as a lot of people have been. It might be quite a mix after... I don't even know if it's going to be after P1. It might just be a good mix of Paul. Which, on the last few races, are we on the last streak of it being... It was Josh last time out. The two before it was F1 Kid. The two before that it was Josh. There's only been 3 different pole sitters. I wouldn't mind a 4th. Just for a tiny bit of a mix-up. There's a yellow flag going around here. Is that someone getting past? It is. Nothing scary. We're all good. No one's trying to... I don't know what they could be trying to do, but no one's trying to do just that. This is such a long... I'm not used to this. Normally I'm used to being able to cut quickly around to another car, and I'm forgetting that this track is so massive. You can't do that. Like, the front cars haven't come back in from their first lap yet. They're still on the way. Josh just has. Ethan, Raul, and Jose are on their way still. We have F1 Kid on the lap. Number 95 in the Williams in his first fly. I guess he had a flying lap but bailed out of it, but his first proper flying lap. Taking the nice wide line. He's taking his lap seriously if he's taking the line like that. I'm not minding that one too much at all. DRS is open, goes up into turn 1. Is he going to make an apex? Which, I mean, on this game, I don't know if the apex allows you to even get to it with time or whatever, but that's because I'm not an esports person and I have nil understanding of it, but it's fine. Up the hill, this should be nice and calm. There should be no stress around here. Obviously. Don't know how much wing he's going to be running, as obviously Parfum is on from now. If people are going to be taking risks, taking wing off. I know certain people are like to lean onto the side of, I don't like having wing, let's get rid of it. As the game says that's a purple, we'll believe it. The line seems good for the rest of it, so we'll believe it. But you could easily just whack wing on, think I'll take some corner advantage. There's no rain that you're going to get an advantage from it though, but... I don't know. I think everyone would definitely lean the other way though. If someone goes different, it'd be fun to see. That was close. Just a tad. Taps the grass again for good measure. Little lift, no dab of the brakes this time, it's good. One day. One game we'll get that where you can go flat again. And then it'll be a good day. Moving like W11 times with the Merc once again. Sorry Merc fans, including myself. It's fine, it's fine. Through the second sector, he's going to break the beam. He's still got purple. It's quicker than the last car I was watching go around there, which I think was Raul. He had like a 1:14 when I went on boards at that split. So it's faster. Well, I mean, that's faster by a good amount, but that was 1.5 off the front. Got no clue. McLaren's out on the track again, as that's, I think, Cloudfish going past him as well, starting his lap. His teammate's going to come around. Rain in 10 minutes, apparently. Good to know. Not going to feed out enough time unless it lies to us. A 41.342. That lap was as good as we thought it would have been. Are we only getting 41s? Was I just lying to myself? Okay. Maybe I was. See what his teammate's going on with as well. So 30.2 after the first sector. I'm pretty certain that's at least 3 tenths slower than F1 Kid's first run. It's a decent amount, but there's a lot of track to lose that time on, so it's kind of makes sense. You just don't want to be losing that every single split. We saw a 1 minute 13 point something on the second, so we can try and compare and see what they've got going on. Josh is back out on the track again. If rain is generally coming in 10 minutes, that's some beautiful curb usage. That I'm a fan of. I don't think it's going to actually do anything. Needed it to say that about 10 minutes ago. I mean, had a big flurry, everyone had been rushing out on the track, trying to get that lap in, but there's no real stress for it. They're probably all going to be fine. Didn't get to see the second sector split because I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't see the bottom right ping up any purple. So I don't think this will trouble his teammate, but it might get at least a little closer. Like a little closer to the top 4 or something like that. Comes across the line. It's going to be 43. 43.9. It was a slow 43, unfortunately. Not sure where else you lost the time, but there was more than a couple attempts in the first sector for at least. Fair enough. Joe's going to cross the line again to start a lap. Pooch is on the track for the Aston Martins with 8 or so minutes to go. Finally going to get a lap on the boards. He's got a nice piece of track to himself, I'd say. That's not bad. That's not too bad indeed. Don AlphaTauri is just a bit ahead. I think that it would be Josh's car. No, it's not Josh's car. That would be Rowley then. Josh is a little further back. We'll see. No toes. I don't think people really experiment with that unless you just got a nice coordinated team in League Racing. And I don't think you try and nick one from another car because you just don't know if they're going to bottle. And you can easily bottle way more than you can in a real life car in a game. No one's trying to steal a little advantage. Which, what are you saying? What you got for the lap? Not bad traction. Wax open the DRS and he's going. So first sector again. It's the only one I know of a proper split time. It's a 29.9, I think. If we see that, he's cooking for a nice first sector. That was a good source. That was a nice turn one. I'd pleasantly say it's a nice time. Nice way to start the lap. Obviously, all the way to the hill. Anything you lose there is going to be compounded by about 4 million by the time you get anywhere near the corner at the end of this straight. DRS is nicely open and stuff. The top speed, I haven't checked that yet. We're clocking a 3:44. 30.0. He's only about a tenth off the best in the first sector. That's not too bad. If he keeps just a tenth gap, this is a good day. But again, you lose a tenth there, there's potential for you to lose multiple tenths later on, because there's corners now. That might have purely just been straight line and vibes. How's this line for the rest of these sections? Not bad. I don't know if there's more I can say for that, but just not bad. It's a beautiful apex report. I think that was actually a very, very, very nice line through there. What's the middle sector split going to say if you can nail these few corners now? He's gone very wide though on the first part. If that's intentional, it's okay. What's the sector split going to say? I generally can't call this lap's been going so far. It's not bad. This would be a decent time. I don't know if this might slot in at the moment for third. I feel like that's not too bad of a time to say, considering what I've been seeing on times. A P3 at the moment for Pooch. Is this redemption for Pooch? In the Aston Martin. Could this be the day? There's only one of them. They need points. Third place would be good points. And it's a good run through the final few corners. It's only a fifth. It was looking close. It's not far away. 3 more attempts and he's in the top 3. I don't want to say that was too bad. It looked good. I think there's a couple of mistakes that if you just tweak that, then you're in these positions for the top guys. Now we got Raul on his lap. Well, not on his lap. Josh is on his lap. And he's moved the goalpost a slightly bit forward. It's a 141, 188. Not too bad. Josh has got a 5th place penalty. What has he got a 5th place for? As Joe is off the track for a little bit. Are you trying to tell me the game has gifted him a penalty for actions? There's no way he's actually got one. It's not popped up on my screen. Okay, now. Cheating! Oh, you just want to give me one for cheating? I thought he was trying to say he got one for impeding somewhere. Okay. Abusing game mechanic. I mean, if you want to report it, we can do that. We can do that. Abusing game mechanics of being good at the game is... I want to say I think that's allowed. Invalidating there isn't allowed, but Raul I think is just trying to get back home the quickest way possible, so I think that's fine. That's okay. Pooch is also trying to get back home as quick as possible. Utilising every piece of track they can on the lap that they're not allowed to. He's very firmly 5 wheels off the track, and the game didn't invalidate him. Okay, alright, I made 5. I'd have to... Jesus Christ, Pooch is losing it there. I'd love to actually see that. Unfortunately, I think the game is fairly consistent, and that's why I actually can't do that. If it wasn't, then I'd happy to look it up something, but I think it's probably fine. Slightly speed into the pit lane. It's fine. We've got on track at the moment. We've got DBE's on the lap. No, he's not. He has full battery, though, which confuses me. He had so much battery, I'm not sure how he's... If he was just starting a lap, I think it would be lower than that, and if he was just finishing a lap, I don't think he'd have that much by that point on the straight. So when did he back off with his lap, is a question. I don't know. Sure? See what he's doing anyways. I'm not sure if that was just a late call last second. Backed off turn 1. Ah, okay, understandable. I was very confused there. Very confused. That does make sense. A mistake at turn 1 makes sense. Allow me to go again, or is the game to go... I mean, going again doesn't fix the... You do you. I mean, I haven't seen the thing. I don't know what's going down. I would love to see the time. I mean, the actual lap, and see if that's actually, like, outrageously bad sort of thing. the future. Nothing I can do, though. If the game says it's fine, I guess right now it is actually okay. Until proven otherwise. Ethan, what have you got for us on the lap time board? Is he's at a tiny moment, but he should be okay. His time's going to come across as a 1:41.7. 800ths faster. Still in P3. I don't think it's actually improved positions. I think he still stays third. Is that Aston Martin just coming out of the pits? It was. 1 minute 47 seconds remaining. Means if you're not on the track now, you've got no more time to go. F1 Kid says... Well, not F1 Kid says. Josh says F1 Kid's going to beat him today. We'll find out. There's still time. Plenty of other people could beat it to pole position. GB won't be one of them. He's decided that's enough for him and he's going to stick with his P6 as a debut in the Ferrari. Could just be a... Well, it could be lower, but... Right now, it's the highest of a P6. Every car otherwise is on the track, bar Josh and GB. And F1 Kid is one of them, and he's started his lap. We're going to have to stay on board and see what he does again. If apparently he's looking like he's going to be good... Had to bet some Ralph for a second to look nice, but I haven't seen that potential yet. Pooch's lap looked nice, and then that also turned out to be like 5th, so... Maybe I'm just a mad judge of character. Maybe that is the fastest first sector he has done, but it's not a purple. It's only a 29.8. I'm guessing that still hangs on Josh's name for now. Going down the hill slowly and slowly. It doesn't end up hitting the bump too harshly. He's not too bad. Further ahead, he will run into Raul a little bit, but I'm not sure when he's going to catch this traffic. Every car ahead of him is prepping themselves for a lap, I think. I think they're all on that stage. Unless... Is any of them not, I think? Even it might actually be on a lap. No, he's not. He's not. He's backed off in his last attempt. I think he was on one, but decided that is not it for him. So he might catch one or two, but I think, luckily for him, it's probably at the perfect time. That's a wide moment, though, going for that corner for sure. It's still purple. 12.8 for a total time at the second sector split. He's quicker, but he's definitely just made an error. There's no way you can say that isn't an error. Ferrari stays well off the track. That is a toe and a half from... Right. And the thing is, he can't get out of his way, because I assume he's trying to start his lap, but he's decided to... do that to get out of his way instead. Fair enough. Okay. Is that going to have helped him? I think it might. It's a 40.9. It has absolutely helped him. Pole position provisionally so far. Ethan's not going on a lap. We've still got Pooch to go. I think F1 got the nicest toe possible from any piece of traffic. And Pooch has called it a day! Loses the rear, drifts into the wall at the top of the Kevel Straight at Frulicom, and that is it. No more lap times from the Aston Martin. It's going to be P5 only. It is an improvement from Clownfish so far, I do believe, of about 6 or 7 tenths. Yes, I do believe, Josh, your teammate inadvertently gave your rival a pretty solid toe. Like, very, very solid toe and a nice get out of the way. Clownfish does improve, but doesn't go ahead of GB and stays P7. That's your order. That's the session. Pole position does go to F1 Kids. Still stays with the same 3 pole sitters we've got this season. Traction model. I don't know. Listen, the game's the game. The game's the game. Screenshots on the board so we can see the order of F1 Kid is pole position with 40.9. We did break the 40s. Or into the 40s, I should say. 2 attempts gap to Josh. 41.1 with Ethan in 3rd place of a 41.7. Not too far away, but once you start to add up those times, it starts to get more than a tiny bit far away. Obviously, Ethan been a last race winner out, so looking nice with pace-wise, but maybe not as quick as the last time anyway. Round 4th position, Pooch in P5, could have had a chance to go again. Did not go again. Went into the wall, actually, which is not ideal. GB also calling it a day in his laps, saying that was it for him on that one. Maybe just made one too many errors. Clownfish in 7th, and Joe in 8th position. That's the order for the session. Mark said no rain in quali, and then said last second there could have been, but there wasn't enough time. Bone dry, sunny conditions for that. There's a tiny cloud in the top left. I'm holding on to that hope. I just want rain at all times because it's good. It's good. Poor workman flames his tools. Unlimited chats under this game. I'm just here to watch some action now. I just have to commentate on what I see. And what I saw was an Aston Martin go into the wall on its final lap. It's normal. It's fine. It does happen to everyone. Things like that go down. It's allowed, I guess. Just say it's allowed. I don't know if it's allowed. You don't want it to happen, but it's a thing that happens. That I'll say. Right, they'll all be setting up their setups and stuff. Well, not setups, their race strategy. Setups is already fixed. We'll see what they've got. I'll try and compare, see who's doing bits on top speed, and etc. Only caught a few people in quali, so not too sure. I don't know. I don't bless it. I would love to just, like... I would love manual control over that sort of thing for vibes. I would love to just have a league where it's like every single... Not even like session is random weather. Like every 2 minutes is random weather. Like, even if that's like, it just switches immediately to fully raining. Halfway around the line. I would love, like, meme control on that level. And I would 100% put that in the league somewhere or another, because that'd be funny. So unfortunately, we're going to have to rely on glitches to do that only for now. But it's not. Good luck to everyone who's racing. We'll see how they all go down as the cars are on the track. And we can finally talk some race strategies, and we've got a slight mix. As we're seeing some traction off the line. It's weird seeing a Williams on pole. I don't think we've had a Williams on pole position one this season at all. Or a win. We haven't seen Williams have success in a while. And in fact, I'm going to pull up some historic results because I want to doubly confirm how long it's been since they've had, like, something on their side. But that's a race strategy stuff, of course. I believe there's a chance of a 2-stop. The pit stop time isn't too bad. I do believe a 2-stop is slower, but there's opportunities. I think if it's going to be anything, it'll be a medium, medium, soft. So no one's committing to it yet. They're holding on to the normal. You can still do a 1-stop. If you're on a hard tyre at the start, you're probably doing a 1-stop. Rowlick is the probably inventor of the hard tyre. He probably made it in his sleep one day, so that's why he's obviously representing it. Ethan and GB joining him. The 2 Ferraris going long into the race. Hoping for something to get away. Maybe there's a sly rain chance that they've spotted and they're gunning for it. GB loves Mark. Him and Mark have a good relationship, so maybe so. The rest on the mediums. Leaving their options open. They can come in early. I'm seeding around, what, lap 8 to lap 10 is when you want to see a car out come in off a medium tyre. Oof. Nothing to say otherwise after that. Now, I do want to, yes, definitely check. What are the Williams history books actually looking? Josh is using it. Right, Josh's season's getting cancelled. He's ruined everything. Ruined absolutely everything. No, I'm kidding. Williams, if you want to know, ever have won 3 races in NSL. So we might as well put that on the board to see if they got that. Pole positions, obviously not excluding today, because can't have had that. I've only ever had 1 position pole as well. So they've got their 2nd pole position ever from this point. And also with some rating, Ferrari only have 2. That's a very crazy scene. So it's been a hot second since Williams have had some results. They've had decent-ish time and pace and stuff like that with the drives that have been there, but it's not been, like, exquisite. I don't know. Right now they're 5th in the standings. And right now, to be fair, I just want to say Ferrari have got no way because they've got 2 cars, and Williams probably have, well, they've got a 3rd place in the standings, considering, so both teams have got some nice upgrades. This should be a good day for both. And it's the only team that's got 2 drivers, actually. No, AlphaTauri do have as well. I kid. Constructors will cook. Right! Lights will start doing their thing, and then, you know, they'll start turning on and then turning off as they end up doing on a league event. I think that's what happens. 5 lights are on the boards. They'll go off. They don't actually go off as just about his parts very crookedly, and we are racing in Belgium for the start of this NSL race. And so far, Josh has immediately got himself a nose ahead, but has to stay behind for now. Ethan stays in P3, perches up to 4th, up into 3rd position, side by side of Ethan Finallo. I don't know if he's going to stick it. He is going to stick it up into the podium positions. Ethan 4th, Raul 5th, GB 6th. The bottom 2 are still in the same order as they were before. Ethan sniffing. The front 2 are also sniffing. You're getting a big bird's eye view. Josh might have a go on F1 Kid. Pooch might have a go on all of them. Am I sniffing 3 wide? Pooch for a brief second was in the lead. Has to settle for seconds. He almost sniffed his way straight into the lead. That's brave manoeuvres considering his luck so far, but he's done well into 3rd. The Ferraris are now switching positions. Raul's still down into 5th, was in 4th for a second. That is a start and a half. Joe's dropped down to 8th with a bit more of a gap now to the rest of the cars. This is a start and a half. We've had some moments at the top of the Kemmel Straight at Lake Army in real life, but I didn't realise we'd get some NSL moments for it today. Not too bad. I thought I was going to have to, like, pull out the highest note possible after seeing Pooch send it from 3rd to 1st for a second. Stays on track, it doesn't lose it. It's very easy to do that from that position when you just get a little overzealous. They've slightly settled in. It's not calm, but they've slightly settled in. The lap is also still not done. There's still time for someone to get a little send in, but they're all quite equidistant. Bar GB, who's got a tiny bit more of a gap. The hard tyre runners have bundled in to 4th to 6th. Excuse me, Ned. Just drop a little bit out of the way. They bundled in and should protect themselves a little bit from Clownfish, who will want to make some progress as he's got slower tyres in front of him. But if he can't for now, he can't. And I think Pooch has had a moment because Ethan's got straight past him coming out the final corner. Traction not being kind to him. Wide moment for Pooch as he takes an alternate line and almost gets cut off by Raul as he goes through as well. That's going to be tricky. Very tricky going up the hill in a second. Is he going to be able to take the position back? He is, but he's down one. Still gained net from the start, but now he's under a lot of pressure off this one. I think Raul might have him set up if he wants to deploy battery and go for it. He does not. Oh, I don't even think he can. I think the straight line speed looked even, so I want to say, yeah, that was more battery and just not opting to go for the move rather than couldn't keep up. No clue setups-wise what anyone's running. I haven't got a quick indication just yet, but F1 Kid's still in the lead. Held on to that onslaught. Ethan's still holding on to them well, which is pretty damn impressive. Straight line is obviously going to be key. If you've got a good enough setup with that, you can make an offset on that work, because we've got a moment further back. I think that's Clownfish just had a little bit of a swirl on his car. Literally, well, you know what I mean. And he's now dropped way further back. Joe and him now have a solo battle of their own. But it does mean GB and the rest of the gang have some free space. They can not focus on looking backwards, they can focus on pushing forwards, getting these tyres as far as they want. I don't know how far they'll take these tyres. I want to say, well, they've got an option, I guess. It's with a hard tyre, you've kind of got free choice. You don't have to worry about getting it to a stint. You just have to get it to when you want to change your tyre to. Whenever you think it's best. If you found an undercut opportunity, you can go for that. If you just want to run it as long as possible for a safety car, you can run it there. Whatever suggestion you want to do. There's too many options. I think the problem is you get too many choices, and then you're worried about which one you actually want to do. That can be the problem when you give yourself too many. You don't know what to do, and then you don't do any of them. Fastest laps get traded down from first and second. DRS is now perfectly enabled for the cars on the racetrack. I was going to say properly, I got distracted for a second. Ethan's doing well to hold on to the front, considering he's on a hard tyre. A setup and stuff might be helping, but still, this is not too bad. We can keep within DRS, which he has done for the first few laps, and now we'll be watching the front two, keeping themselves well within DRS as Josh has passed into first position. Straight line speed is absolutely cut as he cooks 340 kph on the end of the straight. We'll see what F1 can respond with on his attempt. It's weird that this track only has 2 DRS zones, considering how much of it is got so much straight line speed. It's a weird thing, but yeah. If those do keep doing that, it's going to be okay. Although you don't lose too much time swapping positions on a big DRS straight. You lose it if you've got a slow corner at the end and you're side by side. But if you're absolutely fine with let the person go, which if you're smart you would do because you lose times doing it, then Ethan might get dropped to behind if they can work together. I don't know if they want to work together. They've worked together before, but they're not on the same team. They don't need to work together anymore. That's not a thing anymore. Pooch has dropped back by... No, not Pooch, sorry. Raul has dropped back by almost a second. The hard tyres, I think, have started to give up, and I think that's a Clownfish spin going through the final chicanes, going to the final few corners of this sector. Down to 8th. The back two are not having their best time. It's still points, as it turned out today is not too exuberant, but it's not going to get something, but there's plenty of time for that to change, but they're not going to be ideally a fan of that. But yeah, Raul's dropped out of a second. I think to this point as well, where he won't get DRS, he has not. He's going to try and deploy to make sure he is within it. And I think might just sneak in. He's got enough battery to do it, but kind of want your battery for other reasons. It's still teetering off the edge of it. It might be close. It might just be close. The detection point is going to be ticked, and I think he's in. So he's all fine. He's all going to be fine. Front two are not close enough, I think. I stand corrected. I absolutely stand corrected. F-Hook it is going to go. Josh is going to defend. Is it going to be done too late in the straight, which means they're going to both lose time? It is not. As suspected, if that happens between any of these two, which are both veterans. F1 Kid being the champ out the two of them so far. Just possible champion in waiting. And they're smart. They don't want to lose too much. But Ethan is, even with that, has managed to get closer to them all. And I thought that would be enough. That was the cleanest way to let someone past you or pass a car. And the gap still came down. The gap also now to the front is now 5 tenths immediately. That is a pull away and a half. Is Josh struggling slightly? In which case, that's not possible. Tyre-wise, that isn't possible. That's just mistake only, surely. A hard tyre cannot be quicker yet. That's a wide moment for the Alvatara. He might set himself up. I wish there was a DRS zone here, maybe as well. He's not going to set himself up for anything done at the end of this. There's a pre-setup. It's pain. You can be close here, like, I just need one DRS now. Open it, you're good, but then you've still got one more braking zone, which is one more opportunity for the other car to regain composure or for you to mess up. No battery deployed. He's getting close. Never yellow flag as Clownfish has spun again, I believe, at the same section. And the gap's now even bigger between the McLaren and themselves. And the top three, though, that's weird that that's a 4/10 gap between each car. That looks like it was in so close, but through that slow corner, that's 4/10. Craziness. The top 5 are all in a train. Only person who's been dropped off slightly is GB, but he's not far. If he's got battery reserve on his side, he hasn't, so he's been using a bit of it too. Just into the pit lane. That's a very early stop, and he's also sped in to do it. Not sure how that one's going to go down. I'm not sure what strategy he's aiming for. If it's a 2-stop, it's a very aggressive one. He's onto a hard tire very early. Maybe he's got some damage we didn't spot as we see the lead changing around. Josh has got himself ahead. Cleanly enough. It's not done... They don't have too much difference in setups, I don't think. Or one of them's just got a good top speed. Because these moves are getting done later in the straight than I expected. And it's just... If, like, you just get a bad enough run coming up the hill, it could open a door to you having to do side-by-side racing. Ethan is waiting for that exact moment, and then he's cooked, and he's going to be fine. Raul's now out of that top 3 train. He's dropped by 1.8 seconds. Pooch is also down here in 5th. So he's been passed, and he's now let the gaps get even bigger. I'm not sure how that has happened, but he's slipped a little bit away. Honestly, I still don't see it being out of the cards for a podium for anyone down from, well, 4th underwards. Underwards? Underwards. What a word. Under! Just under. Not underwards, under. I'm making up my own words today, but it's fun. It does depend on one of the top 3 making a slight error or the strategist not playing out or something, but there's time for it to go down. Just a little bit. Clownfish's got a track limit as well. I think that makes both of the bottom 2 with 3 seconds of the road. Joey's onto is so far looking like a 1-stop, but keeps his options open with a hard tire very early. I'm gonna have to assume there was damage somewhere, because that's not strategy, I don't think. You don't need... There's no undercut you're doing, I just think it might be for something. That is a late moment into there. See, I think that just could be the line. That just could be a possible line, but it looks slower. And to be fair, the gaps are screaming that it actually was slower. It might have just looked cool, but it wasn't. I think F1 Kid might be under threat from the wrong way. I thought he might try and make a move forwards. He's not going to do that today. Or is he? This is the difference between having a car to try and overtake when they've both got DRS. Concern... it's concerning. When you're even side, it's painful when you've got a DRS train that you have to follow. Normally, you've just got one car, you just pass, and you're good. But when it's a triple train like that, it's harder. Passing the car at least in the middle. F1 Kid is saved there. I'm not going to lie, he probably was in a tiny bit of stress. If he went even a tiny bit further back. They stay the same distance. Pooch is back up into... Right, these two, what is going on with these two? Every time I look away, this exact section, something changes. It was a 1.7 gap from Ethan to Raul in 4th. It's now a 2.8 gap from Ethan to Pooch in 4th, and Raul is another 2.8 behind. They've never been close. They're just making random mistakes at any random time. They're also losing so much time to the cars ahead. They're not going to be close enough when things are, you know, do or die. It's an interesting time. Now JB's on his card, so JB has not been near enough to the car for a couple laps as he's just drifted slightly away, and now he's got one in his sights, he can have a go. And it's fine. Speaking of, I do believe Joe has also got his car in his sights, so I think that's Scarfish going very wide, and he'll send himself back into 7th. Makes a stop. I don't think that was the plan to make an undercut between the two of them, but technically it's happened. I think he would have wanted a slightly bit higher position for the McLaren car. It's crucial, it's okay, we'll see how that one goes down. Hello, frontrunners, we're back again. 80% battery coming out of turn 1. That's impressive stuff. He's got a nice comfy gap now. I think he does it. He's not going to be too worried. Dab of battery, and that might be all you need to keep yourself safe. And honestly, I think it might be slightly stalemate between these top 3. The gap's just a tiny bit too big the whole way around. Joe has dropped it going through launch of one, but it's still okay. The front 3 haven't changed. Yeah, with a 5 to 6 gap between each of the cars before that's DRS straight, you can't do enough. 3 attempts between them, it's possible for an overtake to happen between one of the cars. Less, and it's obviously going to happen, but you might now need to be patient. The front 2 might just decide, let's just lose as little time as possible and make it to the first stop in a... Could be as early as next lap, actually, if they want to do a 2-stop and be different. I think delta time, if it's ideal, is about 2 seconds off. 2 seconds slower for a 2-stop. Which if you think the person ahead's going to make enough mistakes, that's... You can gamble and have a go. You might just be worth trying to make it work. If it's a... For Ethan, though, he's just got to wait. There's nothing he can do. He can just make them put them under pressure, make them do another strategy that might lose them time, make them do a 2-stop, and then he can stick in his 1. I don't know. The gap going up to 9 temps won't do that, though. That briefly flashed as 9 temps for a quick second. The back two are still moving around a lot. They keep having big moments and are now significantly far behind everyone else. I do feel for them. It's struggling around the track at the moment. It can happen. It's fine. It's just a normal thing in NSL. But everyone's allowed in, so it's absolutely okay. 7/10 gap. It might even be bigger coming through Little. That's an issue for all 3 cars. It's just enough to participate in DRS, and that's about it. That's as far as you can go. 8 temps for a second I saw there as well. We'll stay on board with Ethan so we can have a little look. Not seeing much moves with GB as well with a 7/10 gap. It's the problem when you've got no wing. There's no difference in delta anymore. You're all quick. None of you can make a position change. You're all just sat exactly where you are. There's not much to do. Gaps stay the same. In fact, I think F1 must have deployed a bit more battery because he gained a good amount. Like, away from Ethan, not just towards Josh as well. Not too bad. This is the earliest lap we can expect to see anyone possibly coming off a medium tyre if they choose to. Cloudfish doing exactly that, although they're a lap down. I don't think they've, well, not lap down, but they're only just starting lap 8. This is early, but this might be a conversion to a 2-stop. If there's another medium tyre coming onto this car, then that's exactly what we're going to see. Not too sure, is it going to be a medium? Or is it going to be a safe hard tyre? It's going to be a front wing change, I think I spotted. No? I just saw them holding front wing for no reason. Okay. It is a soft tyre. It's a 2-stop confirmed. Switching the order which tyres I want to use, mixing it up. I guess that's going to be a direct battle between them and Joe now, as that's a 1-stop versus a 2. It's the best they can try for. Game's the game. I'm excited to see how that one goes, because that, at least it's a little precursor to if you want to really try a 2-stop. But some people further ahead might think about GB, 8 attempts down to Raul, a 1.4 down to Pooch, who's he's now a little bit closer to them since. Gap to Pooch in the cars ahead is 5.7 seconds. That's a healthy gap. You don't want a healthy gap. You don't want to lock up the rears for that. That looks like a very nice, controlled lock-up of the rears, if that makes any sense. Like, it was slower, but it looked controlled, so it's fine. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Say it does. Let's say it does. 4/10 gap. Now the gap. Every lap, these gaps switch around. Sometimes one of them gets, like, 4 temps too far away. Sometimes one of them gets 4 temps too close. He's probably not going to try it, though, I don't think. You see, like, if you wanted to, you could dump your battery, and you could do that move, I think, and get side by side and have a go, and both of you would lose time, and therefore both of you would lose DRS, and you'd be guaranteeing that whoever's ahead won't be staying anywhere within your vicinity. Last lap, that's fine. This lap, definitely not. As Raul gets himself 3 seconds, track limit time penalties. Not what you want to see. Looks like he's gone a bit too wide at the top of the hill, I'm guessing. Okay. First third of the day. That I wasn't expecting, I can't lie. 6.5 seconds is a crazy gap. He'll take that, to be fair. Not the gap getting that much bigger, but the fact that he is doing that and he's still holding the gap behind at least means it's just the people ahead quicker rather than him getting absolutely mauled by everyone else in the track. GB's also just creeping over a second. They might start getting the same scenario here as they are with the 3 ahead, where they're just too big of a gap between each cars. Big enough to keep yourself close, but not big enough, or too big, I should say, to actually do anything with it. I don't know. That's a gap of 3 temps. That's a gap of 2 temps. Again, give them DRS there just for vibes. Move the DRS from the main straight, put it there. It's an interesting shout. It'd probably make some moves a bit too easy, but it'd be quite fun. It'd be quite fun to see. Let me move some DRS zones around F1. I have some ideas. This Boots is into the pits. Boots is going for an earlier start. I say earlier, I think that's more normal now. I'm not sure if this is going to be on the hard tyre, or is he going to go bold and try for something else. I'm intrigued to see. Keep an eye on it on the bottom, top left of the screen, I should say, if it's going to be a hard tyre or not. It is going to be a hard tyre, so he's going for a standard strat. We'll see what Raul can do against him. And for the first time in a whole second, I'm going to have leader gap on, just so I can spot. 18 seconds, I think, is the pit loss. So we'll see if Pooch can easily stay within that. Or if Raul can get a little bit more of a gap on their way. We'll find out. Top 3. Would you guess it? Still in the same position. Not changing around too much whatsoever. There's nothing changing. That was a tiny bit wide from Josh, I want to say. Is the time going to represent that? I don't know if it is. Joe has got a yellow flag onto the pit straight. He's spun on the pit straight. I believe him and Clownfish collectively have at least 4 spins today. It's not ideal. I'm not sure how you spun. No, I can understand how you could have spun there, actually. The traction off the final corner, I guess, can make sense. So, Clownfish with the fastest lap of the race, too. Not a bad pole position for Williams today, and a fastest lap on their board, too. I do think they've had fastest laps. In fact, have I got a stat for that, or have I only started counting that since this season? I do have a stat for it, but I don't know who's had it team-wise. I only know it from drivers. So I don't know. Let's say they've had at least one. Actually, sure. 2 attempts the gap again. Ethan's still just waiting in the wings for a little bit more. The gap between Raul and Fingerbottom is about 19 seconds? 19? I can't count. It's less than that. It's enough that I think he would get in. The front 2 are both pitted in at the exact same time. Battle of the pit stops, which otherwise means it's going to be exactly the same. They'll retire from the session, and that's going to be a safety car. And would have one of them... Oh, one of them would have absolutely dreamed to have stayed out, just to be different. Because if you'd have done that, you'd have got yourself a cheap stop ahead of the other person. They both came in at the exact same time, and it's pain. We've lost the clown out of the race. I'm not sure where they've unfortunately been in the car, but they've also both pulled out. Directly behind the safety car. I believe it's going to let them pass, though, right? It is, because obviously they weren't caught. So they can still pit again. If they like, and get... Well, I don't know why they pit again. Why would they actually? They don't need to. What I'm on about. We move. But this is what I'm excited to see, because now Raul's not pitted yet. GP's not pitted yet. Ethan's not pitted yet. There's plenty of time to steal a quick stop. They might as well gun it into the pits now. If there's no Delta holding them back, which there is. Soon as there isn't, they'd be dumping all him at you to make sure they can get themselves as big as a gap as possible. I'm not sure how big the loss is. I want to guess like 7-8 seconds. Or something like that. Under safety car. Which means, I mean, Ethan could probably get ahead of Raul from here if the 2 behind didn't stop. But I think all 3 will. One of them, I think, may jump. I think Ethan might jump the leaders, possibly. There's a solid chance he gets himself close to a never-win chance here. Having a stinker, the game's the game. The game's the game. The game's the game. I understand it. Pooch has been given race strategies from the chat. Understandable. Okay, crashed a bit. This session more interesting. That's pain. That's pain. I know you obviously didn't mean it, but like, yeah, it's pain. The game's a game. It can happen. This track, I don't like this track on this game, so I understand it's jarring sometimes. You're all good. You're all good. Moment of truth. I mean, if Ethan doesn't pit, I'm confused, like extremely confused. If he thinks there's a never safety car, sure. I still use this one to the maximum opportunity, but obviously, yeah, he's gonna pit in. 10 seconds for Josh is a piece of the game again. Damn, you should. We'll have to investigate this, man. It's been crazy. You stop abusing the video game title. Medium tires for Ethan's car. Should make him nicer to the end, as we've seen the other mediums doing just that with full racing time as well. So he should be good. Raul is into the pits, and so is GP. Plenty of space between the 2 Ferraris, of course. Josh and Raul are going out the pits, but they still have deltas, I think, because they were both going slowly. Racing as hard as possible to try and get over. Ethan had some of his car still within the line. He's still fine. He's come out into the lead. As expected, from enough of a time gap. And that's what the hard tyres can buy you. That's one of the opportunities that you could have got from that scenario. If you stay on them long enough and a time safety car comes out at your time, or a VSC, you can cheap stop, get ahead. And if it comes out at the right time during the race, you're not disadvantaged. Like, if that come out a couple laps early, he's going to have to stretch a medium too long. Then it's bad, etc. If it had come out too late and he'd have to pit and then it comes out after it, then it's like, well, you've just wasted your time. Could have had a free one. Couldn't have been more perfect. Couldn't have been more perfect. Survived himself behind the front 2 and is now the front person of the lead. We'll see what the other 2 do, though, because if you don't break DRS, as you saw before, the hard tyre isn't that much slower. So it could be okay. He's got 1 lap newer on his time, tyre-wise, for age. We'll see. He's got to work hard to keep this one. It's not done yet, but he's got the control of it. Further back, we've got everyone else who's on branding mediums. The thing that could help out for Ethan if he's trying to get the win, and not help out for Josh and F1 Kid who are trying to get themselves back ahead, is the fact that they are surrounded by mediums. Any of the 4 cars behind could absolutely just be aggressive and send it. Rightly so, because they've got the faster tyre. We'll see. We move. It ain't over for Pooch, it ain't over for GB, it ain't over for Raul, and if Carfish catches up at some point, and assume... Probably need to pit again, because I think his race right now is not ideal with the strategies that he's got on the board. And I'm unsure if the safety car is going to stay out one more lap. He might be the only person I think's lost out massively here. Oh, alongside second and third, but yeah. We'll see. Ben Mylander, is he going to come in now? I believe it comes out on later on this straight, if it is going to do so. Is it going to give Will Williams a lap to catch? I think it just might. If it does, then technically there's a never chance if someone really, really wants to, which I think is going to give him more time. If they really want to give themselves a never tyre strat, this is the last chance. Guarantee you're going to the back of the grid. But at least you got the preferred tyre. Better late than never if you got that sort of opportunity, of course. It's a good mantra in life. I don't think any of these are going to take it. I don't think second and third is going to be like, I'm desperately on the wrong tyre, we'll stick with it. As they do not. No one further behind us. They're all setting the right strategy. I think the only person we're going to see in is Clownfish. We'll have plenty of time to catch up and switch onto the... Any tyre they like. I'd assume a brand new medium, though. Which I definitely assume they'll have. Full tap. I'm hoping that's not a front wing breaker. As... I mean, they'll still be fine on the safety car, but you just don't need any extra time to wait. Let me double check and see what that's going to be hitting onto. Do I see yellow tyres? I can't see. It's too far away. Closer. Is that reds? It's a hard tyre. Maybe he has used a medium tyre too. I'm sure he should have two. Regardless, he's gone safe into a hards. Ah, he hasn't got a fresh air medium. Okay. Maybe I was mistaken and I thought he hadn't used it yet. Yes, he has. Alright, hard tyre it is for him. Alright. That's the race set and done. Kidding, that's the race pit stop set and done. Wrong phrasing completely. Let's see how these cook up. Is that F1 could just straying almost side by side with his fellow rival? How nicely are these two going to play this race? Is a very solid question. Because like I said, it ain't done for these two. They can still, pace-wise, probably keep up with a medium as Ethan did to them in the whole first stint. So that's not massively off the cards. DRS is on their side of Slipstream. That's going to be on their cards if they can stay within it. The problem is before, Ethan had himself to battle with, which is no one. He just has to stick with him. These two have to battle with each other and then do that bit. Are they going to be nice and say, just follow each other, get past him, fight later? Or are they going to be like, I want this position now, I don't care if you do, I want it first, and then they both go side by side, and then the cars behind have a chance to swamp them, and then Ethan romps away? Could Ethan bottle, and then some of the cars behind take it, behind all the top three? Round, GP, and Pooch now have a chance to just capitalize on anything that goes horribly wrong for any of the top three. Someone sends it too far at La Source? Someone's car goes spinning. Don't want that to happen, but it could. Could easily happen. Oh, I don't know, man. We'll see. But man has had enough of me waffling. Safety car's in this lap. Let's go. Rightly so. Rightly so. Everyone's going to be getting their tyres nice and warm. I'm seeing 96, 97 degree tyre temps on some dashes. Let me nosy in on a few more. They're hard to see, but I can just about spot them. Penalties are still on a couple cars as well. To remind you, Raul's got 3 seconds of his own. Clownfish has also got 3. So it should mix up a couple places later on. I'm not too sure how that's going to turn out just yet, because we've got plenty of time. Shall we have a bit of an onboard on the usual restart camera we use? Behind the leader, looking at telemetry, seeing when they're actually going to head off and go. As this final corner is slightly tricky, but the line isn't very far away. Gotta get a good exit through here. He's got an okay exit, I want to say. Goes away and has started the race once again. 3/10th gap at the moment, and Josh has got himself a nice gap ahead of F1 Kid. That might be perfect. That's a wide mower from Ethan's car too. You might have to dump everything here. Josh has got a nice run, I think. It's not the nicest, but it might just be nice enough. Does he know that, and does he want to try and take advantage of that? I think he might. It's open and ready to go. Raul is got a little bit close to F1 Kid even, and that's DRS versus no DRS overtaking options. Not close enough to make an opportunity made there, as Pooch has got himself up into P5. He's on the way back through the grid. He's made a nice position change, and apparently he's the one who's got the fastest first sector somehow on that run. Fair game, he's done it. GG's to him, and he might start making his way up. I mean, net 4th right now. Net 4th if he can keep it going like that. As Raul obviously has the 3-second penalty. So he even survives a sector. He's so far surviving a second sector. This is now where he needs to make everything shine. He's got the best tyres, he's got the best grip. He now needs to be one of the best drivers in order to make all those things work out. And then get himself out of a second. He's got one more entire lap after this one to do such things, but we'll see. So far's only got a half a second lead. There's also the debate whether you want to dump your battery to get that second gap and then hope that you can keep it once you're regenning back up to some usable battery, or do you think, I'm not going to break a second, decide that now, and hold on to that battery for the defense later on? Because, I mean, it's close enough here that Josh could have also thought about it. It's annoyingly close there as the lockup goes on Ethan's car. It's annoyingly close every time you get to that section. Not close enough, though, to take a big risk, I don't think. Especially with the corners coming up straight afterwards. Fastest laps fluttering all the way down to P4. What's the line's going to be like for the 2 cars ahead, or the 4 cars? It's an entire 4-car train. Let's get on board with Josh again. 2.5 temps. Practically pushing his vehicle up the straight. There's no DRS yet. What do you do here? Do you wait? Do you go? I mean, he's full throttle and he's not passing him. How are you full throttle and not passing him? I'm going to assume it's the 41% battery that is the whole reason. I'm so confused how that didn't result in a pass. That is battery usage and a half from Ethan. Fair game. Gonna come out to bite him in a little bit. He's only got 7 and, well, 8 laps if you count this one to go. Okay, very well played. Very well played. He's been gifted another lap of safety. 6 temps gap now onto this lap. He needs more of a gap if he wants to keep this one, but Josh is doing perfectly good business to get himself a consistent second or first finish. But ideally, another win onto his boards. Mistake from him, though, and then this car might sneak in just a little bit. And Rao's out here. Rao is out here making moves. He's really not far away at all. He could just decide, I want to finish at least on track seconds. Like, why not? It's a good position to be. Second looks good on your CV, you know? Well, first, it's better on your CV, but, you know. You also don't have positions on your CV, but anyways, it's fine. We'll see what he's doing. Another yellow flag for Clownfish is, I think, just running a bit slow. It doesn't even look like it's going slow. That's a wild, John. I don't know where that was coming from. Sorry about that one. Remove. Yeah, I don't know why Clownfish had a yellow flag there. He maybe had a moment earlier, but when I looked at his car, he looked like he was going full speed. Is not a DRS enabled? It is. It's a 2/10 gap going down here. Do you try and play some games? Are there options to take? Is that a wide moment for any of these cars? I think they all took some odd different lines, and they're all semi-equidistant, about 4 temps average between each of the 4 cars. I don't know. I don't know who's going to be in what position by the end of this section, but DRS is open, and I don't think anyone's going to be being nice after it so far. As you see, Ethan's having to defend for his life. He's going to lose 1, and he's going to lose 2. Both the hard tire runners have managed to gap him by the end of the straight. Now, that's impressive stuff. Coordination is not too bad. When you don't mean it to happen, it's even better than that. They've both done it. It's not done yet. It's far from done. The problem is that was just so nicely timed. Battery's not going to be too bad on Ethan's car for now, and the rest of them have got very similar battery. Josh's battery management so far has been pretty exemplary. He's on a nice 65%. So he might... I mean, again, I don't think anyone does. It's Spa, its straights are massive. No one ever decides to burn your battery massively to gain a gap. It's a valid strat on some tracks, you just don't here. Because you need it all the time. You can regen it nicely, but you just need it, so there's no point burning it and saying, I'll get it back later. Half a second gap now coming it through towards Blanchiment in a short while. And these front two are once again being nice to each other. And the gap's a bit bigger. Ethan's a closer car to the car ahead than the car ahead is to the leader. Until you get through this section and all of a sudden it's 2 to 1/10. I don't know what you want to do here. Is this a wide moment? Hello, Rowlick. Hello, Rowlick. He's sniffing his nose in there. That's a problem for these two. They're fighting nicely and Raul doesn't care because he's got himself a penalty. He could easily send it down to turn 1, and he is going to do just that. And he even tries to turn him, but Raul's already alongside. He has to let that move happen. That's a problem when you're fighting side by side. The gap's now 7 temps. When one of you doesn't have anything to lose, and the other car does, it's very painful to watch the move happen. 6% battery for Raul. He has none to his name. And somehow... with the setters wise, F1 Kid does not have enough to immediately overtake Josh again. Right, let's see how this battery does go then. 10% versus a healthier 35%. It's not a healthy amount, but it's an amount nonetheless. Even though he doesn't have to worry about that, but if he's worried about trying to get to first again, then that's huge that he's lost that position. He's just lost time. He's now, what, is he a second away from the lead? 1.2? Nobody wants to see. Pooch is a little bit too far away at the moment to join this party. He was gaining a bit after passing up into 5th, but has since stayed in 5th. 2.1 back, 1.6 further back to GB in 6th place. Starfish is still settling with a 7th position at the moment. He's 10 away on the hard competitor. He's not had the best run today, but it's fine. You got to finish some points and still get some for your team at the end of it. A bad race can still be a race where you gain something from it, so that's absolutely fine. Those days happen. You just got to pick up and keep going. I don't know which one of these top 4 is going to pick up a win. I'm strongly confused. We're on lap 17. We're about to start 18, which means we've got 5 laps left. And we've still got a healthy train of 4 cars, and Ethan is the furthest away out of all of them, though. The mediums didn't fare badly in the hands of the other two, of Josh and F1 Kid, but apparently in Ethan's hands, it is a tad off pace. Might just be slightly recovering from the last couple laps. That was a slide from Pooch in the background. Still going forwards. Good sign. We'll take it. Still getting plumes of smoke from lockups that are definitely actually happening, I don't know. What's Raul going to do? Raul, again, still got nothing to lose and could just get bored and send it if he's got an opportunity. If he's got the straight line speed to have a go. And he's gaining nicely. Pulls over to the right. I don't know if anyone ever actually runs into the issue commonly enough, which you can do, though, of having an overheating engine. Is he doing that, or does he just not want to catch? In which case, you just probably not open the... Oh, no, you'd open the DRS because it gains too much, but... Why did he pull away out of the slipstream? I'm not too sure. Maybe temp reasons for your engine. Maybe just because he just didn't want to make any gains yet. Tactical reasons, I don't know. We'll find out. There's still too much time to go for any of that deciphering sort of action. But thankfully, we've got 2 very, very, very kind, normal people at the front. And if I've seen other people in the lead of this race, if it was, for example, 2 people who hadn't won for a while, or late winners, or whatever sort of thing, I'd be more concerned that once these 2 let loose later on in a race, they're gonna not be... They're not gonna leave much things on the table, and they might get a little bit bumpy, and it might become a 4-way fight to the finish. I'm less thinking that's gonna happen. Just because these 2 are too calm and composed. I doubt one of them's gonna go a bit risky and force both of them a chance of losing first, and rather one of them will want to take second. And just hold on to it. For an entertainment point of view, that's not ideal, so I think that's a never spin from Clownfish. He's lost a couple more seconds. For entertainment, yes, rightly so, it's not ideal, but you can't be asking him to risk more than they want to, especially when they've both won many a race this season. F1 Kid has not won a race this season, I don't believe, unless I'm absolutely out of my mind. When's the last time F1 Kid won a race? Because it's that I want to try and look up and find out. As we go up the straight again, I'll try and check it at the end of the straight. Once there's a possible chance that someone's made a move or not. He's close-ish, but keeps opting to not get in the slipstream. Like, if he was in the slipstream, I think he might just have enough. Is he generally struggling with engine temperatures that he doesn't want to make any sense yet? I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what to call it. Everyone gets the results this season. He has had a win in Monza. Monza, Imola. It's a track in Italy. It's close enough. His name has been on the top of the board. It's not been too long. It's only a couple, literally 2 races if you count from today. Just trying to think if it'd been a while. So he's still seasoned. I mean, if you're a champion, you're seasoned enough to fight for the lead. You don't need to have not won in a while for that to change. So it's okay. Very good. Ethan is still holding on to this gap, but still not making any headway. And the more laps that keep going on, the more the medium tyre becomes a slower tyre compared to the hard. And the more that these guys have less of a tyre advantage to make a way past any cars ahead. And it has to be solely ability and nothing more. And I'm thinking he's even going to think about making a move if he gets close enough here. It's the closest gap he's had to a car in a hot second. And does he just think, I need to make progression? No. 1, because I don't think the gap got close enough by the end of it. But 2, just didn't want to take the risk. Eventually, someone has to pull the plug and think, I need to make positions. I can't sit in this train and hope for the ideal strat. Esports in F1 doesn't happen until the last lap, and then they all go for it. When you're not an esports driver, I think you should have the license to do it a tiny bit earlier than the rest. Or than the best, even. Not just yet. Closest gap coming out of the source is definitely even to Raul. 4 attempts. and 4.5 to the other two between each other's cars. But with DRS for every single one of them as they pop it open, just coming around the little kink in the right-hander, it's not going to be any position change. In fact, Raul definitely has straight line speed to his name. Which is confusing why he's then nerfing it and not going in the slipstream. Very, very confusing. He's definitely gained the most out of any of the top 4 to behind the car. Josh might have the most, but he's obviously in the lead with no DRS, so I can't judge that yet. But out of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, he gained the most to any of the cars around them. Despite not sitting in the toe, he doesn't want the speed. It's a confusing day. You better be struggling with 400-degree engine temperatures for refusing to try and overtake a car today. Imagine if that was a penalty. If you had a valid chance to overtake a car and you said, I'm not doing it. I refuse. I don't think that would ever become a penalty, but I'd love to just I don't. We move. 7 tenths gap now between Raul and the top 2. Even might be worried as well that gap gets a bit over a second. Look at that straight line speed. That is a lot from Raul's car. Pulling away 4 tenths from that is a large amount. Straight lines, if he didn't have a penalty, well, I mean, I assume he'd be very much happy, because he'd be able to possibly go for a win, but he can still do it, I guess, if monumental scenes happen, but that's have to be very, very crazy monumental stuff. He's obviously not wondering about just trying to steal a second, because if he steals 2nd place, he's still going to be in 4th by the end of it, and Pucci's not close enough to steal the positions off them. But if he wants to, there's nothing stopping him just sending it on F1 Kid at a chance and going for a position on track, which would obviously destabilize F1 Kid's chance of getting first, and you'd probably rightly be thinking, why would you bother? But you're allowed. I'm surprised. I thought Raul might be the person who just sees an opportunity to do it, and he was go for it. He's now sitting in the slipstream today. He's opting to actually gain some of the toe. I don't have an indicator on the dash for tyre temps. It only comes up on your MFD, so we simply don't know if that's actually a thing. We're on the penultimate lap, though. Last chance for anyone to sort out the best gaps possible if you want to start prepping when you're going to deploy your battery, if you've got so much that you can start deploying a little bit from now. Now's your chance. 2 hard tyres, which are probably going to be the equally as quick / quicker tyres by now, are in the leads. The 2 medium runners haven't made the best run through. Raul's made a good progression through the grid, but not any further than that. And Ethan has a net lost after the DRS was enabled. 2nd and 1st flew by, as they are now in 2nd and 1st. They weren't before, but they have done after such a nicely done move. It's a little wide moment. He can probably afford a penalty or 2, or a warning or 2 so far in this race. Not any more than that. He needs to have none for later, and also so he doesn't lose his podium at the bare minimum to Raul, who's since his penalty has been pretty consistent, which we'll give him that. I have no clue what's going to turn on this last lap. It could be the exact same order as can happen. It could be a complete change. It could be a 3 tenth gap going into the final corner. Battery levels 51% for Josh and 71 for F1 Kid, and he's so close to the back of his car now. More battery for 2nd place, DRS, and slipstream, everything. I don't know. That's a good solid bet, though, for you trying to make a pass. Ethan, similar gap-ish, but battery-wise, I don't think it's... Oh, he has got an advantage, actually. Both of them have a very similar battery and time advantage over the cars behind. I'm intrigued to see which one of them makes a move. If they do, F1 Kid's going to try and get his run up the hill. This is the last chance he's got on this big DRS straight, and he will be dumping everything, but so will Josh, and he is going to finally go. They're finally relinquishing the straight line tails. F1 Kid's into the leads. Ethan hasn't got close enough and stays in 4th place. But he has got the lead of the race. Now you just got to survive a whole middle sector of tiptoeing around and not pushing too much. You just hope you're not going to be too close by the time you get to the bus stop. And hope someone doesn't go for a little bit of a send, because there's plenty of time for that. No one's done it yet, but this is the lap that someone might think about it. Ethan, again, is just sitting exactly where he is. He might know his lead chance, unless of a catastrophic crash, is over at this time being. So he might just sit pretty and just keep his car intact, not put it in a wall, and hold on to his P3, which is still solid results, but I just think he wants more. He's not got anything left, though. 29% battery versus 35, still got less to his rival ahead of him. Goes wide and just about escapes a warning, because I think he tactically did that one. And I don't think that gap's going to be anywhere near close enough to make anything happen from there, and I think F1 Kid's played that to perfection. He's waited the whole time, he out-qualified him in a race, got done out in the early stops, and somehow was extremely patient. I think we're going to see a late send up into 3rd on track. Ethan, why not? Couldn't get it done. couldn't get it done by the end. Across the line we go with F1 Kid then winning the Belgium Grand Prix. Josh in second place, just beaten with tactical DRS and waiting tactics from F1 Kid. Ethan does end up having third. Rallick in fourth position. Without that penalty, he could have been there as well, but I guess just had nothing to lose, so just sat exactly where he was. Pooch out here, porpoising, does come home in fifth place. GB has ended up popping in for, I think, a fastest lap attempt for the Ferraris, which I see if he's going to end up popping them and doing. He is! Mixing at the last seconds. Sixth place for him. Extra point for the team. Not a bad debut back in the Ferrari and now with a teammate in the first second. Seventh place will be Clownfish shimming across the line. GG, I have what's work to do. I mean, work to do with a championship lead is still fine, but F1 Kid has done bits today. He did definitely performed. We've got to give him that. But sure, I'm not watching him next week because he started in fifth and finished in fifth. It was a day. It was a day. We'll check the position change in the end because I actually do want to see that as well. Clownfish does eventually cross the line. Not yet. No. Not yet. Not yet. He's approaching the line. And will eventually cross the line. There we go. All the races are finished. Only one DNFing out of the event. Congratulations to F1 Kids and the rest of the races in the league today. Podium driver of the day is what I was trying to say. Let's have a look at the proper, provisional standings that we've got so far. Before penalties, if there is any. Didn't spot anything happening personally myself, but there's still time for something to go down. I don't know. So, on the boards, as I said, F1 Kid, top of the board. First win in, well, not in a couple of races. First win in 2. That's literally not a big margin whatsoever. That's a very small margin. But either way, on a nice string of form, and is now only 1 point behind Safso in the championship for second place, provisionally so far. Josh in second place, loses out a little bit, but not to his immediate championship, rather. He's got a gap of 88 points now to second place in that front. Ethan in third place, and never podium. Very consistent since roughly Vegas. He's been performing pretty damn well. Gains up a little bit, stays in fourth place. Raul, fourth on the road as well. Fifth place is Pooch. 10 points is healthy, but stays where he was. Probably would have possibly hoped for a little bit more. GB in sixth place, steals the fastest lap. Ferrari will take those gains and hopefully creep himself a little bit up along the board. And are they trying to catch Aston Martin? They are, and they might just get closer to doing that, to be fair. In fact, they're only 15 points away. They can absolutely do that if they want and get second in the Constructors. Clownfish is 7th place in the end, 6 points for the Williams, and then that's it. That's your board. Everyone finished where they... Oh my god, they all did. Oh, good. Good! Phenomenal! I want to just clock that. Everyone and your nan qualified and finished in the sixth. Oh, okay. Oh, god, right. No, we don't need this. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. I can't even believe I've just seen that. Well, predictable NSL. Predictable NSL happens, apparently. That's a thing that goes down in this event. Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. That wasn't meant to be the game plan. The game's the game. The game's the game. People just raced what they did and got the race they deserved, so... Fair enough, fair enough. No pens equals no pace. Right. Not... I mean, winners of the race who were quick also didn't get penalties. So I don't know if that's the legitimate reason. Anyways, that's going to be it for tonight on the action. For anyone who's interested in obviously joining in, has watched and thought, that seems kind of nice. I'm trying to beat half those drivers, or whatever you want to say it. Screenshot of this. Send it to your peoples. Or, why do I say it like that? I don't know. Send it around, share it around, whatever you want. You know someone who's interested in joining, you can do. It's open to everyone on all the platforms. And indeed, have a look. If you want to watch the race back, finally from this point onwards, or if you're on YouTube, you just know how it normally happens anyways. VODs are finally up. Exclamation mark NSL YouTube, or NSL YT, or NSL VODs, or exclamation mark VODs. One of those. Type any of them you like. NSL YouTube channel, it's pinged in the Discord as well. You can finally watch them all back. And from this point for the rest of the season and forever, we'll multi-stream them there. And then you can always have a little look. I led at some point in my, but technically Pooch did. And if you did, that could have been an amazing time. Well, it was an amazing time. It looked cool. But yeah, on that note for both YouTube and Twitch, we're going to wrap it up there. Let's go find someone to raid on the Twitch side if there is anyone live. But otherwise, we're walking out of the stream deck for the evening. Thank you everyone, much love of course. Hope you all had a good evening. Hope you all have been fine and stuff. I will continue the love. We'll be back tomorrow live streaming normally here on YouTube, not YouTube, Twitch as always. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing yet, but we'll figure something. find it out. I'll let you guys know. Exclamation mark Discord on Twitch if not already in there. I'll let you know that. Who's live? Someone's got to be out here making moves on the Twitch platform. Is there a person that I can show some love? I'll show it. Right. Much love. Do you want to start the race? Let me go and do my thing. And faster, so it means that was the quickest. I mean, technically, that is exactly what that means. You can't argue with that logic whatsoever. That is exactly what that. So, I mean, we all know why, like, how you can do it, but the game's the game. If it counts, it counts. Jimmy's got it covered. Season 11 champ inbound for the next game. Not too bad. Right. YouTube.